Hey guys.
Hello.
Welcome to today's episode installment of Lockdown Live. So it's already our third time doing this episode once a week, every week on Monday, every night. So the first week we had Thomas, who made a surprise appearance. Then last week we had Crispy, and today we have Tana with us.
Yay, guys, apa kabar? How are you guys?
So guys, Lockdown Live is here to stay. We are planning to roll out. We are planning to make this a weekly thing, and of course in the weeks and months, but we are still new doing this, so we are continuing to refine the formula as we go on, and we are continuing to incorporate more of a structure lah. Okay, so above on the screen here we have our moderator. He's our gatekeeper. Okay, why do I say he's our gatekeeper?
I will see the question.
Yeah, so the last two episodes, what we did was every time we was meet the presenters were scrolling on the comments and picking, right? So now it's not our job. Now the three of us will just here, HP up here, we'll choose the question, he will flash across the screen and we will answer. So guys, please be nice to HP and so that he will choose whether we will answer your question or not. Okay. So guys, come, let's give HP some love in the comment section.
Yeah. Good job.
Oh, I see all the usual guys.
Okay,
hi,
so we have Anthony, we have Gary, Melvin, Jensen, Ron, Roshan, Jonathan. Hello. Okay, thank you guys for joining us. Thank you so much, Sean. Thank you. Jeremy, I want an FD. Okay, so
Sam from Kuching.
Yeah. So today's episode, we also will have a bit of a theme, okay? And there's a reason why we have Tana with us today, because today we are going to look more at the financial aspects of buying a car, of financing a car, right? Because Tana has a background in financing. Of course, at the end of the day, what 7 question you ask also, we will try to answer. But
actually, I'm the worst person to ask about financing because I don't want to take loan.
Hey, Con, actually, you see that.
But that's why Bobby to balance you up, you see.
Bobby is the expert on financing. Maximum loan.
Yeah. No, look at you were saying that Tana is here to settle all your financing needs, right? You look at him in his gold chain here, and then the Audi behind with the gold wheels, right?
Yeah. He's rolling it, man. He's rolling it.
The past, future.
Okay, before we continue, there's a little thing I hope everybody here can give us a helping hand. Can you guys share this live? And maybe just ask your friends if they wanna, like they have a question about car buying and all that. Just join in here. Help us share our live session. Yeah, that would be greatly. We appreciate.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that.
I mean, Evoclub is a free club to enter. We don't ask any money. All we ask is your love and support, and just sharing on the page helps us a lot in terms of growing the reach and getting more car guys in the industry, I guess, loving cars.
Exactly. Aslan from Sarawak. Yeah, thank you.
And speaking of support, now is our turn to give some messages of support to our sponsors who help keep us going week after week so that Bobby can have the money to issue our paychecks every month.
Not me, I also take paycheck.
Okay, so as we know, we have marvelous AI skin, and AI here really stands for artificial intelligence, in the official communication. Because this skin actually has the ability to self-heal. It's sprayed on. Okay, it's priced like ceramic coating, but it offers the self-healing properties of a PPF. Yeah. And HP?
Yeah, let me show you some of the pictures of the car being already applied.
Guys, that red Mustang, right? You must see it in person to really appreciate the depth in the color, or in its color, man. And And I met the owner, Sean, crazy. He said he has burned scratch whatever he has done tons of shit on this car already, and it still has that luster on it.
Hey, whose speaker is it? I can hearing the buzz sound. You guys hearing it?
Okay, it's not me.
Yeah. Okay, it's gone.
It's gone. Hey,
Oh, you again?
not sure.
Huh?
Not me.
Nothing sound. Okay.
Okay,
Right. Let's get it through.
Oh, this is the new Mazda 3. I didn't get to see this car in person. HP, you saw this car in person.
Yeah, man. It's like
Shot this car,
shining. Sorry?
That day you guys went to shoot this car, right?
Yep. So
Okay, let's
it
go
was.
to the cars.
This is the GTR.
Yeah.
So you can see the closer shot is wow.
Oh, this thing is perfect for carbon fiber because as you all know, carbon fiber, the clear coat gets yellowish. You know, so this is perfect to
and it's perfect for also complex surfaces. Like you see this the picture at the lower quadrant. Oh, this one.
Yeah.
Look at the
Mm.
I mean, sticking PPF onto this car would really have been no joke.
Mm.
And Anthony asked, "Where's the 640i?" Well,
Okay, let me here.
Wow! Picture. That's a very bad photo. All right, it's stuck in the.
it's actually looking rather good.
I think it's from the security guard's mobile phone.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course.
He sent over, and the place is shut down, and the security guard helped to take the picture. All right.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Of course, it's definitely not the best picture that you can, but
Come on.
you can see the progress, lah.
I'm looking forward for the rims actually.
We'll see soon.
That one's still ordering, right?
Hey, Con,
Yeah.
ask you a question. This paint, when you paint, I get the fact that when the shine is still there. All the picture I see, the shine is still there. It's very deep and stuff. How is it to touch? Is it cold or is it like soft like PPF or how is it to touch?
Just like coating.
Coating.
Yeah.
So it's hard.
Yeah.
It's like paint.
Yeah. So it's very easy you can just scratch it with something, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you heat it to about 30 degrees and it will self-heal.
Yeah, put some hot water, then it's gone.
Yeah, it's gone. Just like that.
So under the hot sun, it will be good as well. All right.
Under the hot sun, basically, as you scratch it, right, the scratches will disappear as you scratch it. So we have a special promotion exclusively Evoclub members. Purchase through club.evomalaysia.com. You enjoy a discount of 834 ringgit for any package. Right? Put out a booking fee of 500 ringgit to lock the slot.
All right. Thank you.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
And that's the extinguisher that we're bringing in. And hope you guys join our group buy. We're hoping to reach a certain number so that we can bring it in as soon as possible. And we are hoping to see it in August. But if the group buy response is not that big, we have to drag on a little bit to get the numbers in so that we can bring it in hopefully in August or not September. All right. So this is using gas base, and the best part is that it's not pressurized. And so some people always think about having a pressurized canister and all that, you know. So and after spraying, there's no residue. These kind of residues, right, are detrimental to your IC chips, your circuitry board, your cables and all that. So using gas is good. As for server rooms, you cannot use dry powder fire extinguisher. So we think this is really good for car owners. Everybody should have it in your car, and it's very small. It fits any door pocket. Yeah, fits any door pocket. All right.
Yeah.
It's about the size of a 500 ml water bottle. All right.
Basically, you can carry it around in your handbag or your backpack.
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
And if
So join our group buy in Evoclub, and hope to
and-
reach the number soon.
Yeah, get a pair for 360 ringgit. The recommended retail price for one of these bottles is 220 ringgit for one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So through a good buy, you get two for 360 ringgit. And of course, we have our next initiative, Evoclub Insurance. You know, we have repeated this message many of times. Save up to 40% of your car insurance if you travel for your first 5,000 kilometers. 20% for 10,000 kilometers, 10% 15,000 kilometers. All right. Even if you use more than 5,000 kilometers, you can still start off with plan one and then top your way up by paying the difference, no extra charge.
Today, I think Gary just said right. His class, he's all in. He saved about 5K.
Yeah. Gary, we want to interview you.
Yeah. And for my 3 cars, I saved about 10, close to 10K. Yeah.
Actually, if you put it into context, right, would that mean your RS6 road tax is free?
Yeah. You can say so.
Yeah. Covers the road tax for your RS6 and your 640i.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, someone Anthony was asking about the fire extinguisher. What's the lifespan? Now, most fire extinguisher, right? 1 year you need, because it's pressurized, and then there's the spray head and all that, right? You need to service them. You need to make sure they're working fine. They don't lose pressure. This one, 5 years, zero maintenance, and 5 years is guaranteed that it will work in 5 years, but it actually works in 6 or 7 years. It's just that the factory is willing to guarantee 5 years. All right, so it doesn't need maintenance in any kind. All right, so you can just leave it there. Yeah. Okay, let's continue on. So, guys, if you're not, everybody's not driving, right? Really, this is the best thing out there. Get this insurance. Tell your friends. And there's a referral program now. Earlier on, our referral program is only for car sellers and car dealers, but now we want to open it up for people who are really serious with it. Okay, you cannot do it for yourself, but you can do it for others. Basically, we're letting you join this referral program so that your friends, your family, your brother, and whatever, then you earn a 5% commission every time you do it. All right, so PM us and apply. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So, HP.
Back to you, Con.
Okay, thank you. So, before we get on to answering question, HP, you've got some videos to show us, right?
Is
what
it?
video? No, nothing.
No.
Okay, so never mind. Okay, so last week, remember on Friday we had a live session. We Bobby and I took over Top Gear from Thomas. All right, and we had a session with Jerome from Singapore. So quite interestingly enough, over the weekend, I also got another question from an audience in Singapore. And HP, can you please flash the slide? Flash his question for us. So Alan here from Singapore was asking, he's considering between a 2019 BMW 530e and a Maserati Levante Gransport. He's currently driving the old Cayenne S Hybrid from 2011. For context, he has driven an F10 535i. He has driven an S5 Sportback GLC Coupe, in addition to the Cayenne S Hybrid that he's now disposing. So both the 530e and the Levante are 2.5-year-old cars. The 530e is 160,000 ringgit. The Maserati, 270,000 ringgit. So brand new, the BMW would have cost him 280,000 ringgit, whereas the Levante would have cost him 420,000 ringgit. So I gave him my advice. All right, I told him that he said it's an emotional versus a rational purchase. So I asked him, which is your emotional purchase? Of course, the Maserati law. Then I said, then you go with the Maserati because the BMW is ultimately a safe purchase for you, right? If you buy the BMW, it's a good choice, but you go to sleep every night dreaming of the Maserati. So better buy the Maserati. But that's my comment. Anna, Bobby, what are your thoughts?
Maserati.
I mean, just the fact he can consider Maserati in his schedule of cars to buy, buy the bloody car, boss.
That was my point also, right? If you can consider a Maserati, I don't think you're doing that badly. And even if the Maserati didn't turn out that well, you can still sell it a year down the road, 2 years down the road, and then settle with the 530e or something else that comes into the picture.
I mean,
you know what?
The
Maserati can last the full length of that 10-year COE.
Yeah.
Because the Beamer is a hybrid.
Yeah.
The hybrid batteries by the 8th, 9th year, they will start deteriorate. You have to think. But of course, I don't think Singaporeans will keep their cars that long, right?
Well, in any case, right, in the Singaporean context, by the time the 530e's battery degrades already, the COE also look good already. Time to scrap the car, anyways.
True. Then, okay, if that's the case, right? I mean, if he's watching this, right? Of course, the 5 Series has a much better built interior. It's a more modern car, more modern drivetrain. You get to enjoy all the hybrid stuff that you don't get to.
The infotainment is 2 generations ahead of the Levante, of the Maserati.
Can I say 3?
You can actually, because
and then the Maserati interior is about to catch up to Mazda.
The one thing that the Maserati has going for it, I would say that it has greater emotional appeal. The engine, the 3-liter, the V6 engine of the Maserati definitely is more emotive, right, than the 530e's plug-in hybrid system, right? Of course, the BMW
will be faster in Singapore, right? In Singapore context, the 5 Series will be faster, right? Traffic light to traffic light.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But
Anyway.
then again, Bobby, if you think about, is there a resale value in Singapore?
Sorry, again?
Resale value in Singapore.
Wow, this is something I really do not know how to answer, man. In the Malaysia context, I get, but in Singapore, I really don't know.
No,
But guys, let's transpose this question into the Malaysian context. If a Malaysian audience come to you with this question, how will you guys answer?
Yeah, in the comments, you see what you guys are doing.
Well, a lot of votes for the Maserati. Joseph says own at least 1 or 2 years after enough FB, then sell.
After enough FB, what is FB?
I assume after you post the car enough on Facebook, then you
sell. Chris V select the Maserati.
Okay, the legend is here. You'd be surprised at how poorly the Levante and Stelvio sell in Singapore, despite local attraction towards premium crossovers.
I think Singaporeans know their premium cars,
Yeah.
They know their stuff,
Yeah.
But of course, the 5 Series will be more ubiquitous, because BMW is the #1 brand in Singapore. Right?
Yeah.
They are the equivalent of Corolla in Malaysia.
The 5 Series is a good choice. It's a safe choice. But but from the way he worded his question to me, I had a feeling that if he buy the 5 Series, he will go to bed every night thinking of the Maserati. So I tell him, unless there's serious alarms that you calculated and you think that ultimately he can't afford the Maserati, then you go for the BMW law. But all things else considered, the Maserati is the right choice for this particular gentleman.
All right. Okay, so come next.
Okay, next question.
Hey, where's HP?
HP. Oh no, HP put himself behind Theophilus.
How are you doing, bro? You hide yourself down there, then you're doing some other thing.
Okay, Arvin Jaya asks, 2015 316i for a 2010 F5. Huh? 523
Oh my God.
already.
Are you sure? F10, 55K.
No, but 2010 won't qualify for loan already one, so we don't need Tana for this question.
Yeah. No, but I 210 is only 55K. So more or less F10. So
Yes,
cheap.
it's an F10.
F10, this is a 2.56 cylinder.
Yeah, 2.5 NA 6-cylinder.
Definitely go for it, man.
I would say no. I don't think the F10 is the 523 is worth going for. To be frank, I would say you should if you are keen on the F10, trade your F30 in, but go for a newer F10.
But you look at the price,
Go for
bro.
something like
The price, for him, is no cash money. It's 215. By now, you're almost fully paid off already. He can probably sell the car, get the money, pay off in cash, and you got a fully paid up F10. If it's the same price, like, you know, I mean, from a point of view of car, like, if let's say you got the two cars there, you got the 316, which is horrible, and you got the F10 523. I mean, to me, it's
actually coming from a 316i, I think the 523 would be a considerably more reliable car.
What engine is that?
the price for getting
This is that's the carryover engine from the E60, the 2.56 cylinder.
No. I mean the 316i. What's the engine?
That's the Prince engine.
Same as me. Yeah.
1.5.
It's the 1.6 1.64 cylinder Prince engine. They mount it longitudinally.
Yes.
Has that engine been mounted longitudinally?
Here, in the F30,
Interesting. Hey, you saw the day I did the post on the Rover 75.
Oh yes! Oh my God!
It's a Tana. You know the car Rover 75?
Yeah. What's up? I didn't see the post.
I never knew about the performance version though.
The beautiful Rover 75. It looks like a Jaguar.
Yes.
You cannot find.
I thought Peugeot was funny for having two suspension options for the 508. This is ridiculous.
Two drivetrain options: front-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive. Really, Tana, it's a front-wheel drive car, but the performance version is rear-wheel drive. Yeah, it's a front-wheel drive car. It was designed to be a front-wheel drive car, but they added a center tunnel for no reason, and then later on they are like, "Hey, we have a center tunnel. Why don't we just do a performance version that is rear-wheel drive?" Hence, rear-wheel drive performance version.
MG is a very pretty cool company, like, you know. They got bottles many times, changeover, pass on leftover parts, you know. So I own an MG, so I don't understand.
Bro, for them to pull this, they deserve to be bankrupt, way.
Yeah, man.
They deserve it, you know. It's like, I'm in deep shit. Let's do the craziest stuff that will lose money for my parent company. That's why BMW sell them off for 50 ringgit. RM 50 ringgit, bro. 50 ringgit, bro. Car company, 50 ringgit mau tak? That's it. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. So, anyways, do we have like a conclusion for our first question?
Oh yeah.
So Sean has something to say. Can't really argue.
F10 prices so low, maintenance, nothing much other than oil change. No power, that's for sure. But coming from 316i, that's not an issue. Also, F10 will have a better build quality. Well, yeah, that is true.
Of course.
Definitely.
The 523, right? It's it does feel a bit underpowered. You need to really rev the engine until like 5,000-6,000 RPM to get the car, you know, to feel the full grunt of the car. So
you know, for someone like Con, right? Someone like Con who loves a 6-cylinder, naturally aspirated BMW, you know, sometimes he will wish his E39 interior is nicer and more modern, right? Then F10, 2.5 6-cylinder at A, you know, with a beautiful interior. Yeah.
True, that's true. Okay.
Yeah, go for the F10. Like what
And let
Tana
me
said.
see. Oh,
Okay,
Yep.
HP.
I'm
Next.
seeking this one. Oh, got my car.
Lexus.
Wait, is he asking the same generation?
Not sure.
Wow, Tana, which one will you go for?
I got a soft spot for F30.
Okay, Jason, you need to clarify what year are you looking at for the
Yeah,
Lexus.
man.
Yeah.
If the
Are you
newer
talking
one,
about the HP Lexus or the next Lexus or the one
To
after
me,
that?
to me, all these three cars are different, Bobby. Like the Lexus, to me, is like okay, like I appreciate it, but I won't buy a Lexus.
Yep.
I'm too my lifespan or X amount left. I want to buy something interesting.
Oh,
The Golf.
say my one.
Oh,
Old IS250, that will be the HP generation lah.
Yeah, man.
I'll go
No
for
lah,
the
don't
BMW.
buy lah. BMW lah.
The Lexus is a rear-wheel drive sport compact luxury sedan that isn't luxury and isn't sporty.
Yeah.
Even though it's pretty decent, nice, it's like one is a rear-wheel drive performance sedan that isn't performance. Then one is a front-wheel drive performance hatch that doesn't drive like a front-wheel drive. I think the only honest car here is a 3 Series.
Yeah, that's true.
The GTI is nice, but
Yep.
The F30 is a in these three examples, the F30 is the safest choice, I think.
but that's a GTI lah.
Yeah.
I mean, as you say Bobby, the BM is the very honest car here. It is what it is.
Whenever
To me,
people
all the BMW 3 Series, I know people say the E30 is nice, whatever. In my opinion, I love the design of the E46 and the F30. The old and the new. That's my two favorite models of all time. Personal choice, but yeah, F30 is just beautiful. That's me.
Yeah. The Mark, when people talk about the Mark 7 GTI, right? I always, when you talk about the Mark 7 GTI, I always think, why not go to the Golf? Why not just go up to the Golf R? I always had that feeling when I think about the Mark 7 GTI.
Actually, this whole Golf R thing, right? This whole R thing, right? Really has sort of killed off the legendary GTI plate,
Yeah. And especially because the Mark 7 R is such a capable all-rounder, right? It's like, why would you not go for it?
Yeah.
But the price is so different. Pricing on an R and a Mark 7 GTI is so different.
Yeah, huge difference the prices.
Huge difference. It's like comparing a Civic and a Civic Type R. It's like really different, no? And
I would say he isn't making a wrong choice if it is the GTI or the 3 Series lah.
Yeah.
Like the IS250, and then like HP now every day look at Z4, Someone go and do a live look at the Z4.
Wow.
People 1 year send to workshop, 4 days, HP that for 3 months,
Yeah. Aiyo, cannot compare one lah.
I told you about Audi, now listen. See?
But it's okay. When you buy a Lexus, you're telling people that screw you, I'm paying twice the money of you buy a 3 Series.
Next question I see.
Okay.
Aiyo. Hi Bobby, 100. Aiyo. Camry.
160K for a used 2019 Camry.
Both also.
2019 will be the TNGA Camry already, right?
Yep.
Yes.
TNGA.
Wow, this one really.
Wow. TNGA Camry has the better suspension, but Mazda 3 has the better engine.
But the Camry also drive really well,
Oh, absolutely.
I think it's it's a wrong way of comparing Gabriela. I mean, if it come to you and say, like Camry is a different range compared to Mazda 3. The what it delivers, the purpose of the car itself. So it's hard to compare because we don't know what he wants.
He already said that. You see, he is a bit struggling here because for the same price, the Camry, it is more comfortable. It's bigger. actually, I think on 95% of the time, the Camry actually handles better because it won't pop around and all that.
Yep.
Mazda is like, oh, it's beautiful. It's but other than beautiful, is
Okay. Let me pose you a question, Bobby. Think about this way. Should you buy a car? Should you buy the best car you can buy for the money you have, or should you buy the car that you need? Because see, the thing is, the question here is not about the fact you are 460. The thought is, the question is, what can do with the car? If the car is meant for space and travel, and that's your 80% of the rule, you know what is that? The car is to invoke emotion for you to be happy with. And then is it like, so I think people always think like, I know you go to car list, you go like, okay, like I can afford 100k, sort newest to oldest, see what they can afford, don't cancel, or they can take up a few brands and they go around. But I think it's a wrong way of looking at this, because you got to see is what is the car used for. Like in this case here, you got space and looks. How might they say that you want to carry your mom around each time, and your mom will say like, take the back seat, your mom would prefer the Camry,
Sam, if you are not married, I say go for the Mazda 3.
Yeah.
If you're not married with kids, right?
Based on the way he words this, I think he sees the Camry as the practical choice, but the Mazda 3 is the car that he likes.
Yeah, you see,
my opinion is, I think the Camry is the better choice. But if it's the Mazda 3 that you like more, then that's the car that you should go for. Because the Mazda 3 itself is also not a bad choice. And if that's the car that you like, then that's the car you should go for.
Con, I throw a curveball. 2016 facelifted BMW 528i is 160,000. If he puts the Camry in this context, a used car, right? Big, spacious, and all that, right?
Yeah.
That's the 528i is there.
Oh, that one,
And then PM Tana, I want to do DNA tuning. How much power can I get from my 528i? Tana, how much power can he get?
The M10?
Ballpark lah, just ballpark lah.
Can push 300 or not? Because this year after warranty already, man.
I'm sure it's been which year is again?
2016.
2016.
N20 engine lah.
Yeah, this year after warranty already, man. Hey, this one has a beautiful digital cluster.
The digital cluster, right?
This is the 523, is it?
528.
528i. 528i. Tak ada loh. No, the 528 engine is not there.
Cannot be. I know. From my understanding, this engine anytime can push to 280 horsepower.
Okay, got it. I'll share my screen now.
Anytime.
I'm pretty sure I've seen Mike tune one of the N20s.
Yeah. So
there is no way DNA tuning would have left the N20 out lah. No way.
I hope we didn't further confuse Jason. I think we did.
Okay. So this is the
265.
265 horsepower.
And this is stage 1.
It cannot be leh. Standard power 218 only.
Con, this one UK market lah. This one UK one.
528. Sorry, 1 second. 528.
Yeah.
Yep.
280 horsepower.
280 that's 280 is very good.
280 is Toyota Supra MK4 horsepower. Nissan G20. The Japanese gentleman's agreement.
Yeah, man.
160,000. Then visit Tana. Then you reach the limit of Japanese gentleman's agreement already.
Actually, Ivan was trying to poison me to get the diesel E90 diesel because the torque is so high. So yeah, so some of the models are quite interesting,
Yeah.
Okay, so the answer, so the answer to this question, get a 2016 528. In loan terms, no difference, right, Bobby? You borrow, you apply loan for a 2016 car versus a 2019 car, about there, right? The margin of financing is also about there, right?
The Mazda, you can get like 2% ish lah, right?
Yeah, of course.
And then
of course, better.
the Camry, you can drive until year 2050
That's true.
right? And
it's
come,
not
there's a lot of questions coming in. Come on, let's speed up.
very rare question.
What is financing for old sports cars like 08? I think it's called personal loan.
No banks will loan you personal loan personal loan or look for Tana, people who look like gold chain, gold rings.
I mean, Lester, technically what happens is in Malaysia is that you can take car loan up to the 14th year of the car's age. So like a 10-year-old car, let's say 2010, you may get like 3-year loan kind of stuff. That's all you can get. And if you get older cars, it's like 85% loan. The rest is cash.
But Tana, the banks stop giving you loan when the car hits 9 years old, right?
No, so the bank will stop giving you loan. Even for a 10-year-old car, like 9 coming to 10, they still give you like 3 years loan. You can take 3-year loan, it's possible. 2010 models. Last year 2010. This year is 2011.
Japanese car very easy. Japanese, even like Toyota, Honda, you reach like 10 year, right? You still get a loan, right? Very easy, very easy. Don't try Misoka and all the crazy weird stuff lah.
And also they would see things like, what car is it? Like it's a pickup truck or a sedan or convertible. All this will play into the margin.
Yeah, BMW, Mercedes, all this still popular one. Not too difficult. Not too difficult. Yeah. All right. So come HP. Let's find it. There's a lot.
I like this one.
This one.
A ringgit million car. Will they allow us 9-year loan with 10% down?
For you, maybe not. For someone who is super loaded,
like Tana.
Someone who is like, I tell you, every bank they just type your IC in, right? They know what you have, what you don't have. It's like everything is
I mean, the question here is more about affordability. It's all linked on secrets, and if you can afford it, technically you could get loan of 90%, except the if it's a $1 million car, what car is it? Like, if it's a sports car, you may not get that.
Okay, I'll give an example. I'll give an example. A personal friend of mine. Okay. So if you all know who, don't mention the name. So he was trying to buy a car, and that car is about close to 2 million. All right. Then of course, no matter how, you still go to the bank, like you don't just like take out 2 million cash and pay for the car. Right? So the Cawangan, the branch, the manager actually told him, is like, for this type of cars, we would it would be easier to get it if it's 1-to-1, and then of course you buy our insurance and stuff like that. 1-to-1 meaning what? Meaning if he put 500k deposit FD into the bank, they will be able to give him 500k loan for car. All right? Hey, everybody can hear me. Like you're quiet now.
Can.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
We're listening.
So if you put in 1 million FD, you get 1 million approved. Sorry, I'm choking. Yeah. So that's the case. And the funny thing is, you see, that's the difference between those people and people like us. Okay. It's like, what's the FD? Right? What's the FD rate? And then I remember that during that time, it was 4 point something for his FD. Okay, he get 4 point something. And then what's the interest rate for the car? The car loan interest rate is 2%. So what this means is he put 2 million into the bank as FD, and the bank give him a loan of 2 million, and then that 2 million car loan is only 2% interest rate, but his FD is 4%. He's earning money when buying cars.
But Bobby, he's paying the installment, ma.
Huh?
He's paying the installment, what?
Yeah, of course. But what the annual interest rate on paper, right? FD gets 4%. The car loan is only cost him 2%.
Yeah.
Right. So he put 2 million in as FD, so he can get a car loan of 2 million. And yeah, to them it's like, why not? Yeah.
Cannot afford, Bobby.
You see, Paul just mentioned that. You see, Paul also $1 million man. Eh? He was like, no bank will loan you $1 million car unless you put in FD.
Or you have collateral and good relationship with the bank.
Okay, we just review Paul knows his shit. Yeah. So Irfan just said, yeah, Bobby, you're right. A few customers did this as well. So these are, the kind of people, that kind of profile, they can do that kind of stuff. It's not something normal people like us can understand.
When I used to do tax, Bobby, for individuals,
yeah,
all my customers used to buy car on loan not because they can't afford to pay the cash, because they cannot be seen to be taking out cash lump sum. So there is there's a report which goes out from dealership, or what I heard. If you buy the car cash on report, if you buy the car on loan, and that's why the cap on minimum amount of loan you can take is 3 years or 2 years. That's a minimum cap. You can't go more than that, because the reporting is such.
Yeah, but provided those super rich remember that person who with the credit card slip, he swiped 3 times his credit card to buy the Ferrari off. Remember the receipt went viral because the credit card machine cannot punch in 1 million. The limit is 6 digit. So the credit card machine, the first receipt is 9999999, and then the second receipt is 999999. Then the third receipt is like 200 or 300,000. So he swiped 3 times to buy the car cash, and the only limitation is because the credit card machine only has 6 digits.
I pity the company who accept money on the spot 3%. They can.
And you know what's epic, right? What's epic is that when I look at the credit card slip, right, the time that was printed there, right, it's not even 2 minutes of difference. The time. That means, right, his card is like swap. Come on, swap. It's like sometimes when the amount is too big, you wait longer one, right? Or some phone calls will come, right? No phone calls even come, that the thing just went up like that.
Because the bank knows this guy is a baller.
Oh yes. All right. Okay, so we hope we answer him the question. Hey, Aurizn gatekeeper, some proper car buying one, not the hypothetical. It's like, what if you have 30 million? What car would you buy? That kind of nonsense away. There's a lot of legit questions here. Right.
X4
X4.
and
You
Q3.
need to ask. Q3 is no X4. Okay.
X4.
Next. That's not a good car.
Are they quiet?
Arteon or used?
Wow,
A5.
Gary.
Yo. Car.
The Arteon would drive better, I'm betting.
Arteon.
Volkswagens always drive better than Audis. Always. Same par, same segment. Volkswagen always. That's their direction. I don't know about Tana. I don't know whether Tana agree or not.
I'm an Audi guy, but in this case, Arteon.
Okay, Arteon, Gary, you want to buy another car? Wait, you buy house and
Which generation A5 are you talking about?
Confirm the current one, bro.
You say used, ma.
The used also current one already 4 years, bro.
Oh.
The old one that Khalis Nashmi has, the A5 now, I think what 35,000, 40,000 only.
Wow, that car doesn't feel old at all.
Well, yeah, it's old. All right.
Right. So Dom asks G20 or A250. Young people.
It's definitely G20 for me.
Mm-hmm.
But A250 also a very good car lah. They have improved so much lah.
Yeah. I
Improved
think
a
the
lot.
current A class is much improved from the previous model.
But you see, you look at this, right? Con, remember last week when we did the Singapore version? 330e is the same price as what?
Alpine.
An Alpine. It's the most expensive variant in Singapore, but then in Malaysia is the middle variant, right? So you can see that the A250 is actually overpriced when you compare to a 330e. So of course Con will be thinking, I want the 320i, I want the 320i, I want the 320i.
Yeah.
Hybrid man.
I'll go for the A250 lah, because the hybrid on the BM I'm not a fan of personally. So I'll go for the. I hate it, but A250 like, it's more of like I'm forced to buy A250.
Dude, you can always suggest the 320i, man.
To me, the interior is what gets me down, like, Bobby.
Well, the thing is that the 320i does not have the M Sport package, which a lot of people want to have with the 3 Series.
Sunway lor.
Yeah, that's true.
Sorry, because my screen is showing my hair the other side. I'm not used to it. I don't know where to fling it. So sorry, didn't have a haircut for a very long time.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, it's getting annoying. Okay, come, we have a lot more.
Yep, this one. Like.
Oh, Jonathan,
I go.
Okay, I've driven the 53, but it's the E class. I've driven the E class E53, and it handles better than the RS6. It definitely handles better. But I don't know about the CLS though. I've driven the CLS, but none. Con, I drove the 53 also, right? Did I?
Probably in your trip to Thailand lah. We
No, the Thailand one is no. Mercedes Thailand passed me the E53 AMG.
You only drove the CLS. Maybe you went for that drive to East Coast, I think, because we only reviewed the CLS 300, which is CLS 350, and I think the CLS 450.
450, yes. The one that we brought to Thailand.
I never drove the 53.
Okay. When I drove the CLS to East Coast, I don't like how it drives. But when I was in Thailand, Mae Hong Son, I drove the E53. It definitely drives nicer than RS6. And Jonathan, you already got an S7, so try something different lah. 2016 RS6, almost the same as your S7. So yeah. Okay, come next. You guys have any opinion or not? I don't know. You guys got any
what do you think about people sticking to their brands? I mean, a lot of them they have, let's say, like a S7, and they go to RS6. They're so used to that particular car or brand or Japanese, they're scared to jump over. Like the guys who are driving the VWs and the Audis, they're like, no problem lah, can lah, no issue. Like, I already see VW, I can do any car. But the guys who are doing the Japanese, they don't want to go out of the comfort zone.
I will always answer like this. From when we are 25 years old to the time we are 55 years old, this 30 years, right? 30 tahun, 30 years, we will only, technically speaking, if we buy one car, pay, use, and then change another car, we only have 6 opportunities. You want to be in the same interior for 2 times,
Correct.
No, for me, I always tell people, you already have this car, it's the same, you should try something different. Yeah,
correct. I think that's the main thing to me was like I love the C7. To be the same interior, I couldn't get my head around.
No way. I wouldn't recommend you do that, bro. No.
And that and being that different, like how you get into a car and you're like, hey, where to on the car? Hey, how to put the brake? Hey, where to?
Nice.
Oh, it's nice. It's so nice.
Yes.
You find the differences, like engaging the gear on the column. Fantastic, So people need to understand that the experiences is what defines us. Not the car is fine. I mean, if it's a Kalisa, Kanchel, or whatever it is, the experience is what makes it interesting. And what Bobby said, I know your X age now. I always tell my wife, like, anything above 60 is a bonus. So if you say, like, because bonus already. So your fittest age is at 50 plus. So how many years left?
Exactly. People don't realize that we only have a very short financially active period, which is from we are about 25 to max out 50 plus. After that, right, a lot of things you're not interested already. I tell you when guys are, when we are like 50, 60 year old, when that thing don't stand up in the morning, a lot of things you're not interested to buy already. I tell you, serious. So try different things. Or you can go Tana like that. What? At the same time, try a lot of things together.
I'm like a bit greedy account. It's like I want to try many things. So I'm like, okay lah, buy lah. My only factor to limit myself from buying things is my wife. She's my guide to say like, no, stop buying. No. But I think it's the experience.
That's the case with most men actually.
But
if it's not the wife pulling the leash, right, we'll be doing a lot more stupid shit with our money, man.
Today's topic was
Tana is the third. Tana is the third. No, I don't smoke. Then one night, all together, one shot. Crazy.
All right. Today's topic was financing your dream car. So I was thinking, if I was asked what's my dream car, and I realized my dream job will be like to be able to drive different car every month, drive them, I tell people what I think about them, and then I get bored, give the car back to somebody else and move away. Then I figured, what I'm doing now, I review cars, and I get one new car every month.
Try new things, guys. Okay, next question from Daniel Chen.
991.1
C4S
C4S
Turbo.
991 or C?
I will go 997.
Same.
Bobby, the Turbo S is a non-4, is it? It's a non-4-wheel drive.
Which one?
The 97.2 Turbo S is a non-4S.
No, I think
turbo is always four-wheel drive.
Four-wheel drive.
Turbo is four-wheel drive.
Only the 997 Carrera S is not four-wheel drive.
Except the RS.
Yeah.
Except the GT2 RS.
Yeah. But to be honest, Adrian is not here. We are not I've driven the 991, of course, but I haven't driven the 997. But the 997 prices are going back up low. And if these two cars are about the same price now, I think both are about 300 plus right now.
Yeah.
The Turbo S will stay here, whereas the C4S will just slowly go down and go down. But of course, it was slow because it has a very modern interior. It still looks superb.
It's still a 911 at the end of the day. There is a floor how low it can go.
But really depends. I mean, the merits with the 991 is really is just an absolutely beautiful car. It's so modern looking. I still think the 991 is prettier than the 992. That's my personal opinion. And the interior of the 991, to me, if you didn't spec crazy stuff, the 991 interior is also nicer than 992 interior.
Okay, Daniel added a follow-up comment.
Yeah.
But the 991.1 C4S is the last NA.
I don't know, man.
Is it?
But 97.2 Bobby is the last one with the hydraulic steering. Am I right?
Oh.
So if we talk about NA and driver engagement, 97.2 was the last NA as well as hydraulic steering. After that, they went for, I think, electric steering. But
Electric, yeah.
Yeah, so I would say if you're after that whole theories kind of mentality, then
Yeah, I think if you're talking about value retention, the 997, the Turbo S definitely would do better than a Carrera 4S for sure.
Yeah,
Right.
but people don't really see the C4S as and C4S is 4-wheel drive also.
Correct.
And
It's the base
four-wheel
engine with 4-wheel drive now.
Yeah, if it's
No, it's not the base engine with 4-wheel drive, but it's the second.
Yeah.
Uh,
I don't know. Daniel, I mean, by all means, I don't think spending BMW 340i money for a
911.
is ever a bad decision, lah.
Okay, Bobby,
Yeah.
how about this, Bobby?
Yeah. And,
One of it can get loan.
and I think the fact that he added this line, right? But the 991.1 C4S is the last NA suggests to me that he is gravitating towards the 991. So if that's the choice that you are gravitating to, then it's not a bad choice.
One can get loan.
Hmm.
One is cash buy.
997 is cash buy stage already.
I
Of
believe
course.
so, but
Of course.
2000.
because
Yeah.
I was looking at the 97.2 manual. So and I knew that I had to pay cash to import into Malaysia or for some reason, like, no?
Nine-
And it was a cash buy.
991 was launched when? 12
10,
or 13 or 11?
10.
Oh my
10.
god, 991 is
10.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only problem with 97.2 is the steering.
Damn.
The steering.
To my
Because you're
perception of time,
E39, so your perception of time.
already.
You're like, these modern BMWs are really
How old is
design.
Con? Do you know, Con? The year 2000 was 21 years ago.
Yes, I do. Because
Okay.
that's Rachel's age.
But Daniel, if you're buying loan, then there's no argument already. But if you're buying cash, right, I would put that cash in the 997 Turbo, to be honest, because whether C4S is NA or what, I mean, this configuration is not something that people would want to collect in a way, I would say, you know. And
If you're buying cash,
NA and
if you're buying cash, Bobby, wouldn't you buy the 996 Turbo?
996
Turbo? Collector
I
month.
won't. I mean, 997. I think 997 will be the really collector kind of, you know, at the age of transitioning into. Yeah, because 991 and 992 is like giant way. 997 is the size of the current Cayman way. It's smaller than the current Cayman. 997. Yeah. Smaller than the current Cayman. All right. Okay, come.
Okay, wait, guys. I need to go toilet. HP.
Okay. I saw this Corolla Cross Premium. They announced a premium spec coming soon.
HP, you fly this question again when Con is back. He went for the driver.
Oh.
But 129,
I see.
I think it's. Tana, you did you go with Con? No, right? Yeah.
I think did I flashback to you, Anand? So
All right.
First.
Sorry,
BMW X1 2015 or Harrier.
Harrier.
No brainer.
I find the X1 Bobby like a bit disappointing. For me, like this.
So let's say Harrier and then go next question. We don't hurt the X1 anymore. Swift Sport for me. Swift Sport for me. Sorry.
I've driven the CRZ manual. I quite like the CRZ. I think the shape wise, what it has, the appeal to it. I like the CRZ personally.
But the drivetrain with that little weird hybrid
it's like how to say, it feels fast. You're not fast. It sounds as if it's big and all happening.
Yeah.
So it's very Honda boy, racer boy kind of feel to it, you know.
It will be the CRZ would be a modern classic if they just put in a 1.8 NA, you know, and just. But
Forget about it.
yeah. All right. HP, why are you laughing?
Nothing.
What?
It is. No. The question here for you, Con. This one.
Premium
Yeah.
spec.
After this, we'll have a break. After this question, okay?
Okay. Corolla Cross Premium spec for 129.
But Con just came back from a break. Screw
Yeah.
you, HP. You go break, you don't know how to break one.
Yeah.
Apa ni? Okay, we let Con answer first. Bugger.
Upcoming Corolla Cross Premium spec for 129K worth to purchase.
You went for the drive, right, Con?
Yeah, I went for the drive. See, the thing with the Corolla Cross is the overarching impression of that car when I drove it, right? It felt like a cost-down Corolla Altis.
But it's cheaper than the CX3, right? Last time? CX3
yes,
last time,
yes,
130 plus,
so,
right?
Yes, so it's C segment underpinnings, okay, because it's based on the Corolla platform, but with the rear suspension swapped out for a caution beam. So the drive is not bad. Of course, the problem with Toyota is that because of their conservative powertrain selection, so it doesn't feel quite as sprightly as the CX30 with the Skyactiv engine.
How much is the CX30?
CX30 is Mazda 3 price.
It's more expensive.
But it's Mazda 3 price, but size-wise, it's about comparable to the Corolla Cross. So if you look at it, and if you look at your alternatives, next to the CX30, the Corolla Cross is a great purchase. It's a great bargain.
I don't see many on the road, you know.
That's because I think
I haven't seen one.
Because I think the first shipment is very limited numbers. All snapped up.
I see. I haven't seen one. So to me, 129 is I thought this car. I mean, from the pictures I look at it, I thought it should be 140, 150 from the pictures. No, and I this kind of design, I cannot gauge the size.
Yeah. It's
looks like
I think the closest comparison would be a CX30. And of course, when you talk about Honda versus Toyota, right? The HRV, which is one segment smaller, it's just as spacious inside. Of course, this is much more modern than the HRV lah, in terms of the interior design and all. Okay.
So what's the conclusion? Is it worth buying? He's asking.
I don't know, man. I can't brain spending 130K on a.
Well,
I would say it's not a bad purchase, but it's not an exciting purchase, lah.
I guess, it's Toyota, like it's reliable. You know, it does the job well. It's more of it's such a you're buying into that whole feeling of being comfortable.
Somehow, if you look at the current Toyota range, right? If you ask me to buy new, I would consider the Camry. I would consider the Corolla Altis, but the Corolla Cross, I am not that taken by it.
Okay, all right. We have a lot of questions. Let's speed through. Let's spend less time on each question.
Okay.
Come.
See. Okay, CX5 Turbo or GLC?
New GLC still
got one. Okay, you want water. The CX5 Turbo is an absurdly fast car.
Yeah, but which one? Oi.
Then we really take a break. Okay, let's have a break.
Okay, let's have a
See you
break.
guys
Yeah.
No break, guys.
later.
Drink water.
Marvelous. Artificial intelligence skin.
Okay, break finish. Come back.
Okay,
Welcome back, guys. So,
that's the music that Doc DeMuro used when he's going opening or closing roof one, right? Or is it? Okay, anyway, okay, come, let's speed through this one. Which one?
CX5 turbo for me.
Okay, next.
Next.
There's a lot of questions. Wait.
To cash buy or loan Optima. Cash buy Mercedes.
CLS law.
I'll
But
do
it's
Optima.
it's that old Mercedes 3.5 though.
Yeah. Power wise,
Good
the
looking
engine is
one.
not really healthy.
The Kia Optima, forget about Genting runs. The 2.0.
Wait, this
Yeah.
is the turbo, bro.
Turbo. Yeah, okay. Right?
Oh, the GT. If it's the GT, then oh yes.
I'll go.
But that one, I don't know.
I was at a point trying to buy the CLS 350, a cash buy. I drove the car and I found that the power is not there. Like looks, everything is there, but the engine, the power was really
Lazy.
down. You pay the road tax so much, and then this is what you get. You're like, shit,
Yeah.
man, don't buy that.
The Mercedes 3.5, right? It's high road tax but low satisfaction.
The only benefit is it looks cool, but in terms of even the back seat, the heat seal and all that. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
sorry to say.
Yeah. Optima is a. Yeah, I think Optima. Go for the Optima. Go for
Okay.
the Optima.
No,
All right.
no
come.
objection. Okay. Next from our friend Paul.
Convertible, no such thing as cheap, brother. No such thing.
For
But cheapest, you want Z4 law? First gen Z4 law? Right?
You want
50K.
second gen Z4 lor?
Oh.
They bought the same price probably, around the same price, Z3, Z4.
The first gen Z4, you can even find some in the 40s, 40 over
Yeah.
1,000.
Yeah.
That's as low as they will go.
But
None,
these cars, right, they have been around the 40, 50K price for quite a number of years already. That means there are a lot whereby they're badly maintained. A lot. A lot out there are badly maintained one. Then the second gen Z4s, if you are going for the NA ones, right, they are below 9. They're about 90K, 90,000 for those that are NA. If it is the 2-liter turbo, there's one listed black color 2012 130K. 2-liter turbo with the iDrive, which is modern. You know, it has the modern stuff
But
inside.
I think it's the 20i, right?
That's the 28i. 28i. Yep.
Okay.
So, Paul, sell your Cayman lah. Go get a Boxster lah. Okay, sell your Cayman. Park there, no use one every day. Right? You might as well park your Ferrari. Okay, everybody knows Paul got Ferrari now. Okay, come next.
Next from Johnny Adams. Upgrade from XC90.
wow.
Another XC90.
600, 700K. Get a Cayenne. Get a Cayenne. The Cayenne now prices have dropped to 600 plus. Brand new car. But I don't know whether Porsche clear off already or not lah. They're stock. 2020 stock. Yeah. They drive brilliantly. Provided you're telling me that your XC90 third row you always put up and you need to put kids and all that. But most XC90 owners I see, the third row always folded on. It's just a giant wagon at the end of the day. So for me, it's a Cayenne. Cayenne is just amazing. I don't know about you guys, Tana, Con. 600-700.
Cayenne is a good choice.
I guess it depends what he wants. Like if you want the same MPV, SUV kind of nature, and yes, I mean something. It has to have impact because people see running over X90. There's some.
But this is something that. But Bobby, you have pointed out before, a lot of XC90 owners don't know what to upgrade to.
A lot. When their budget is at about 400, they really cannot find anything to upgrade. So they buy back an XC90. There are people who have had their third XC90s when their budget is 400. But Johnny Adams is prepared to go up to 700, even 800 plus Maggie Mia. But you know what's amazing, Johnny? If you can push 800, right? And now you look at pandemic, don't get to drive, right? Your car gonna park at home, right? Do you know that 800 plus, right? Brand new car, you can buy and put Langkawi an Urus or a Aston Martin DBX. And if you did this in January 2020, right? Your car in Langkawi already 2 years, you already saved like 45% of your import duty. And SUVs, if you put Langkawi, you can bring in here without paying the bank guarantee. So if you buy a supercar, let's say you buy a Ferrari or whatnot, right? Your tax is 2 million. You need to park 2 million with customs. Parking 2 million. And then to get the rights to bring the car into Semenanjung to drive for 90 days. But if it is an SUV, you don't need to park your tax. So 800, you can actually buy something like a DBX or Urus, brand new.
We've checked out a few DBXs recently, right, over the last few months. Go and watch our videos.
Yeah. Sorry for pushing that far, but
you're
there.
If you need something parked in Semenanjung to use daily, actually I can't look beyond a Cayenne either. If you are looking for a proper upgrade,
I don't know, man. What about
because 800K you can't get a Bentayga yet, right?
Cannot. Bentayga also about there if it's Langkawi. Also about there
Starting.
Right? Yeah, but hey, it's pandemic.
At that price point, you're buying the badge. You're buying to impress. You need that kind of Lamborghini or even a Porsche badge. You need, If not, you're not talking about the prices anymore. So don't buy anything less.
But I'm just saying that it's only about 800-ish. If you're Maggie Me, make it worthwhile. Make your Maggie Me worthwhile, Yeah. What if we reach MCO 9.0? Right?
Oh, damn.
Then your cars would have, it's in Langkawi 5 years. Hey, graduate already, can bring in already. Yeah. All right. So that's just my point. Okay. Come.
Wow.
Cayman. Go far.
Cayman.
Con lah. I let Con answer.
Cayman. I would take the Cayman from this. Yeah.
Okay, next.
Which Korean car did you own previously?
So I had a Sonata before, Sonata EF, and and my ownership experience was the car was fantastic. Car was no issue, no problem. Just pump petrol, drive, but nothing exciting. It was comfortable. You drive it highway, Shipronic. I had no issue.
Oh, the one they look like the Jaguar one, the Sonata EF.
For the record, the Sonata with the car first, then Jaguar copied. I mean, Jaguar came out later. So, but yeah, I had no issue with the car. The only thing was, it's not a sporty car. Because I think all the Hondas back then, the suspension was horrible. I pumped money in to make it better. You never drive as well. and the cars depreciate like mad, like, no. So it's like almost no value. I think I sold the car for 9K. I think I forgot, like, no. Yeah, but you know what? Comfortable, perfect. I loved it. No issue with the car.
But more recent Korean cars don't have the same problems with resale value that they used to, right? The more recent batches of Korean cars are.
I disagree, Con. I think Korean cars still have got a very sharp turn. Only like 2 or 3 years old, maybe, like, no, it's still new. But anything that's like 5 years old and above, it just plummets, like.
Are great deals in the used car market, basically.
Correct. But as a used car market deal, fantastic. If you're worried about buying those cars, those engines are very much based on Mitsubishi technology anyway.
Yeah.
A lot of partnership there. And that's why any mechanic can work on Hyundai, or a Kia. But I would avoid any Kias like pre-2000, I'll avoid that completely. Because back then they were with Rover, and Rover basically had a thing whereby they got engines from the Honda and all that stuff, and they something like Rojak case, like, no. Never buy old Kias. They're horrible. But Hyundais, I would say, past 2010 onwards, they are reliable, no issue. 2005 onwards, they're no problem.
Actually, I think when it comes to reliability, Korean cars are up there with the Japanese.
Remember the advertisement for this car? The radio ad. The one that
I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that a Jaguar?
Oh yeah.
Is that the new Hyundai Sonata brings you where you want to be? Wow! I tell you, I want to punch myself when I heard that ad. At the same time, they have that Hyundai Accent, RXS.
The one with the scissor door, right?
Scissor door, the fake hood scoop, the exhaust pipes, all the fake stuff, and the cinema ad, right, was showing the Hyundai rally car. And then the new Hyundai Accent RXS at only 60-something thousand. It literally says 60-something, 6XXXXX. Wow, the ad copy is epic, I tell you. 60-something thousand. Yeah, I heard that ad. I was like, epic at the time. Well, the cars sell better than they did now. All right, come.
HP.
Next.
Like.
Question from.
Yeah, for me, definitely.
I am.
Not yet.
Which one?
No.
HP?
What is the one that you always want?
Like HP first.
ISF.
Before you reach that?
Before Z4, okay?
Okay. My Muda also long time never on already. Come on. Send you ads every day.
Okay, Tana.
For me, I always want to buy a car whereby I can see myself being old. I sit in my porch, I look at the car, a beautiful car, a classic car, and I will look at the car being still, So like a Ferrari or a Jaguar E-Type or even an older Porsche. I mean, the design of the car. I want a car that I can park and look at and admire. Pay, service the car and kind of stuff. So my dream has always been those cars. What I'm working towards now is either an F430. That's something I might get, or it'll be like 997.2. Those cars that I think that I could see myself getting old with, and being with it. Looks.
Very good.
Yeah.
Okay. John.
So,
is it worth selling W205?
Of course. Of course. Do it now.
Of course.
Get a W212 Cabriolet, 120,000, just get one. Go for it.
Go.
I'm very sure this guy, Bobby, is not using his car. The back seat is empty.
Who?
John David.
Okay.
S5 or A7?
Used S5 or A7. Yeah, the price is quite similar. I think. What about you, Tana? Audi man also.
What I didn't know, Bobby, was my friend bought a A6 3.0 Quattro, and he saw the spec sheet of the car itself. So apparently, all quattros are not the same. From factory, you can ask for sport differential or normal quattro. So the S5 comes with a sport differential. The A7 although quattro is not.
Okay.
So no matter what you do, same engine.
Okay.
From,
Not all S4 and S5 has the sport differential. It's an option. Okay. Yeah, and the sport differential in daily driving, it doesn't really come out or does anything. It's only when you are, let's say, Uluyam, you're doing a turn, okay, you're going in a little bit too fast and your front started to push out Audi, right? And at that point, normally we would ease out the throttle to let the front come in, right? But you have to press your throttle a bit more to initiate the car to transfer power to the outer wheels to very artificially steer the car in. That feeling is freaking weird. It's not fluid. It's not intuitive. You are almost like trying to suicide. You see your car starting to understeer already, then you get throttle some more. So I wouldn't say the sport differential, provided you are like a super pro driver who are so familiar with how Audis do, right? If not, you would just end up in the ditch like that A7. And if you are owning these two cars just for daily driving, right, the A7 would have a much, much better interior, styling, comfort, everything. And it looks triple the price, right? The looks of the A7.
Agreed.
When I look at the A6 over here, I saw that I look at the A5 and the A6. I was like, wow, so chakkai the interior of A5, you know. The A5 interior is so chakkai, so basic, like as if no money. And the A6, 7, and 8, they are all the same range. You know?
Yeah.
But A5, does it share a common interior with the A4, or do they have like some special?
Same as the A4. Yeah. And exactly, basically it's the A4 platform. But it's not a bad choice, you know, it's S5. Yeah. But
I guess both the Audi people in this panel is gravitating towards the A7.
Yeah, but the S4, S5 platform is more exciting to drive, lah.
Of course,
you know,
of course.
It's a tighter car, you know.
Yeah.
All right. So if you are using for daily use like that, get the A7. The A7. You can buy the A7 at this price and you still tell people that, oh, how much you bought the car? 300K. It looks 300K still.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. K-On, brand new M340i or 530i daily use.
I think a similar argument from before applies.
Same price, man.
No, I think he's okay with either.
Oh,
I think he's okay with either. He would probably buy a 5.
M340i. I don't see the interior of the 5 Series any larger than the new 3 Series.
Actually, in fact, the current G20 3 Series is amazingly spacious at the rear.
Very spacious. So
very spacious.
We're talking minute centimeters here in terms of room. So I'll go with the.
I'll go for the M340i also. More exciting to drive.
Yeah.
But I think for OI just because it's lesser on the road, you know.
But of course, I still prefer the interior of the 5 Series generation.
The 5 Series has a better interior design.
And then more BMW kind of design.
Yeah.
Anyway, come.
Alex.
Max 150K. 2-door coupe or convertible.
MX5 used. ND. Or what else?
Too many cars.
A lot, man. Not a lot, you know. If it's drop top and if it's loan available, I don't know.
Loan available. Is it loan? No.
Z435i can still get loan.
2012 you still can. Yeah. Yeah, lah. Very few choices only. But if you are talking about cash, then
the sky's your limit.
Drop top also not a lot. Z4, W212, Cabriolet,
TT.
Yeah.
TT.
Audi TT.
Yeah.
I'll go Z4 lah. Sorry lah. Z4, TT, SLK. There's no comparison lah. Z4 is like tapao lah. Yeah.
Tapao.
Tana can get Boxster also, right? This price.
Very
Older
old.
one, no? 987 is 100 plus, is it? 100?
90K.
No,
I saw.
Our good
987.
friend just bought a 987 for a very. He didn't mention. Yeah. Okay. Come.
Next.
Oh, that's a big question.
Top tier.
Yeah, they are reliable.
Yes. Comparable with
reliable.
luxury.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think any cars past 2012, 13, reliability has gone up very high. 2013 is that mark, like, no?
Yeah.
Audi 2013, they came up with a new platform for all their systems. They changed it, super reliable, and with that, you came in place, and all the cars like
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Arteon 4 Motion, right, has 280 horsepower, you know. So if you have one of these, right, you can flash a 330i, you can flash a C300.
Yeah. Go for it. No worries. Come,
And the
HP. Go.
Arteon looks more expensive than a C-Class or a 3 Series.
Yeah. I mean, probably you saw the article about Audi getting sued for their 2010 range cars when they have the piston failures and stuff.
Where? Which country?
I think the states, they're filing a lawsuit. So apparently 2010, 2012, there's a lawsuit coming up because and also BMW, there was apparently a flaw in the piston design. So the 2010, you see, there's a lot of cars which have got piston failure.
Yeah, the 2008, 2009, 2010. The piston ring actually seeps engine oil into the combustion chamber, and then lack of engine oil. You know, Americans lah, they don't care about all this. They're freaking rednecks.
Yeah.
And,
Seasoned Continental car owners know you just top up all on him.
yeah. So, oh well, it happens. All right, come. Next. Live.
What's your
The new Lexus NX.
Look at the
We just
video.
posted that car on our Facebook recently.
Yeah. What's my thought now? What's my take?
The new thing about this is the interface, the big screen.
Oh, like HP want to explain already.
I don't know. You. No.
I never, to be honest, right, HP, I never, to me, I don't see like the infotainment, whether it's touchscreen, whether it's mouse operated. You know, as long as I got up the car, I hook up my Bluetooth, right, then I sort of remember how to use things, right, then it's fine already. So but I always felt Lexus, I look at this new IS design, everybody is like, wow, looks damn good. And then lock, stock, barrel, the whole thing is carried to the NX.
Yeah.
Right? The NX looks like a race. It looks like an IS cross. Right? And then I was like, they found a nice design, and then they didn't turn it into a family language that evolve a series. They templatize it, which is the same template applied. So even though it looks good, it looks better than the current one just because it's different. I think very quickly you get tired of the design because they are applying the same design across the board over again. And and whether the car is good or not, of course it's good. It's a Lexus, you know. It sits on the new Harrier platform, so yeah, it would be a good car. But it's just that we all know lah, Malaysia, you know, CBU, the prices will be touching 400s when it comes in. Not sure, right?
It's a good way to tell people that you're richer than the guy who bought the X3.
Oh, I love the R class. I don't care what people say. I have a soft spot for the R class, and there's this part in me whereby, if I spot the R63, 6.2 NA V8 MPV. Yeah, man. Oh, so I don't know. I mean, you guys, what about the R class? For me, I have a soft spot.
You know how when you buy a car, you go into all the forums on Facebook for all the cars. So one of the MPV R class was one of the things I was looking at to buy. But that's wasn't enough. There wasn't enough of a group in Malaysia to be like a fanboy with. Like, that's the only thing. Yeah, I think it looks. It's a Merc that I think you can't tell what year it is. You know. So for the fact, if you have a good paint job on it and nice and bling bling, it will still look new. So I think in that sense, from a counter point of view, it's a good ROI because you buy the car cheap, but the car has a value. It seems like it's new.
It looks contemporary up to alongside the W212 generation, right? The W212 pre-facelift.
It arrived before that. The R class actually came out in year 2003. First gen Q7. Yeah. Around that era. Yeah, the Q7 destroyed the sales of the R class. Yeah. All right, come. Questions, come.
Next question.
Fire up.
Would you recommend Ford Mondeo Mark 5?
I don't know what is.
That's
what is
the
Mark 5?
same generation as my S-Max. So, with this is a much more reliable car than the Mark 4, but not as sporty to drive.
But very few for sale, Mark. Very few for sale.
There's one 78K.
Really?
Liter turbo.
Yeah.
This one is the one with the Aston Martin front, right?
Yeah, Aston Martin. No? So
Martin front, 6-speed top converter gearbox, more comfortable suspension setup.
Fantastic.
You know, the very funny thing is, right, the way Ford Malaysia spec this car, this Mondeo has a reverse cam, my S-Max does not.
Oh, well.
Con. Just buy a camera, Con.
Just buy a camera.
Yeah.
We would recommend. Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Mazda 3.
2 Series.
Mazda 3.
Mazda 3. Yeah.
Mazda 3. Yeah.
I would have immediately answered the Mazda 3 if not for that day I've driven the 2 Series Gran Coupe. It doesn't drive half bad. It's more comfortable than the Mazda 3. It has frameless doors. It's more spacious behind. It's just that it's a BMW that we all like to laugh at. It's like, But
I had no problem with the looks, but I think it looks nice. I think it looks nice. The exterior looks nice. My wife said the car, and like, wow, nice. But to her, it was that she didn't get the refinement of the NVH. She didn't find that her brand is BMW, but this is a BMW. So she can't accept what the brand brings and what the car is. So I think that's what
I think the thing for me is that I feel that the 2 Series Gran Coupe does not feel like a finished product. It doesn't have the refinement levels that I expect of a BMW, whereas the Mazda 3, it feels like a properly, meticulously fine-tuned car.
But you know what's funny, Con? You see, we remember the BMW 1 Series, 2 Series as like really small hatchbacks, right? That are not suitable for family use, which is small and all that. And then we remember the Mazda 3 as a competitor of the Honda Civic, a competitor of the Toyota Corolla, right? But in this context, right, they both are reversed, you know. The Mazda 3 is the one that is more sporty, small, not spacious, not comfortable. Whereas the 2 Series, after the day I drove it, it's perfectly usable. It's perfectly usable for daily, for family. Even though it's a 2 Series and it has a coupe name, you know, frameless doors and all that, I think that's the reason it's selling so well. Because people go and look at the car, people go and look at the car as their one and only car, right? It's like, hey, I can use this daily. It's comfortable at the back. It has a large boot. It's comfortable at the front. And then for first time BMW owners, it's like, ooh, I went into a BMW, So it's a funny
You
thing.
can't argue with that.
Both reverse.
So,
Yeah.
It's definitely the brand like buying the brand like, and honestly, I think it's good. I think it's very good.
You would have thought a Mazda 3 is a family car, right? Then you go for it, and it's like, oh, behind them tight, boot them small, it's so comfortable at the back. So it's quite interesting. Both reverse their roles. Yeah.
Tana, at the end of the day, right, it's still a BMW.
But of course, for us who already have our multiple cars, like Con already got 2 E39 and all that, right? Of course, the Mazda 3 is more like a sporty hatchback, drivable. It's just when I think about it, the roles will reverse.
You have a point there. But in this comparison, my vote goes to the Mazda 3 lah.
Yeah. It's a Kia Rio definitely.
Wow.
Right quality. Hey, wait, is the Rio the small one is which one? The Mazda 2 size one, what is that called? That's the Picanto, is it?
Picanto.
Yeah, actually the Rio is a more spacious car inside than the Mazda 2, The Mazda 2's interior volume is comparable to the Picanto. But both the Rio and the Mazda 2 are okay in terms of ride quality as far as I remember.
Oh, I remember the Picanto's ride quality its ride quality is like a premium car.
Absolutely, man. The Picanto is a car that is a small car that punches way above its weight.
Sorry, the Mazda 2 is already too old to compete. Yeah.
Hey, but then again, the Rio is also not exactly a very super modern car. It's still running on an old 1.4 engine.
But the price is much cheaper, isn't it?
Mazda 2 is 100K. I don't know about the Rio.
The Kia is
80?
Kia is maybe 80 or 90K.
Yeah.
But now Kia is under a new distributor, so we do not know what's
the same distributor. Is it under Mazda?
Oh yeah, Burma's what?
Burma's took over Kia, right?
Yeah.
Or they just took
Kia and
Peugeot.
Peugeot, yeah.
But they didn't take DS, right? This next question.
I think they take the after sales.
That means they
no
just,
more DS.
Yeah.
No more DS,
Okay.
I don't see DS. If the French really want to build this brand, right, they cannot just do it like this, like half-ass effort, right? It's like how Honda killed the Acura, right? All the Honda cars all park over to Acura and then just cannot It doesn't work that way.
A few years ago I went to Canada, right? I saw they actually put the Acura badge on a Civic FD and sell it as an Acura,
Yep.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like that also can And they also sell the Civic FD side by side. Wow.
And then the Mazda 2 is the Yaris in
US.
Okay, come. Next. 30K limit for toge and trap machine has to be road legal. Neo or Swift. This one. I think Tana, your thing.
I'm actually looking at like a Q36.
Okay.
Just for the fact that
these two, I would vote for the Neo.
Yeah, I mean, between the two is the newest answer because it's obviously you can get parts to it, easy to upgrade.
Yeah.
Parts, all that stuff. Because the idea of going for today is that you're on track this, or you want to get easy to upgrade the engine bay.
Yeah. You want that upgradability. You want that serviceability.
Parts are cheaper and stuff. But I'm looking at something else, Neo definitely.
For me, I've driven both. Swift has a perfect sitting position. The Neo doesn't fit me.
Oh yeah.
I don't fit in the Neo.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. You know the story of the Neo, right?
I drive the Neo will be like that.
I drive the
like
Neo. My head touches the roof.
The Neo.
I don't fit in the Neo, so it has a weird ass sitting position.
Here's the story I heard about the Satria Neo is that after they froze the design of the car, right? It's like they fixed the hip points and all that, right? Then they lowered the A pillar.
No wonder.
So that's why the sitting position is so weird.
Tana, you were saying you used to own one.
I used to own a Satria, the oldest Satria.
Oh,
So-
that one is proper. That one proper.
Okay,
That one more spacious than the Neo, you know, bro.
Yeah. It's very big and spacious on the older one. And when I was thinking of getting the newer, the Neo, for me, for my body, it's fine. But I do find that the front windscreen, it's more tilted this way. The angle is different on both of them.
You know when
but again, I know if the purpose is to which car is better, I would say buy the Swift. But if the purpose is for Touge and track machine, Neo,
Neo.
You go for
Easy.
Neo, you can go for events and upgrade and
because for me, sitting position is very important for me.
Correct.
When I drive, right, sitting position is one of the most important criteria that cannot be put on paper. Yeah. How you put your feet, how you hold the steering wheel, that whole thing.
Yeah, that's
for
true.
me is
That's
so
true.
important. All right, come next.
Hey,
so yes.
sorry.
I mean, go back to Paulus lah. Yeah, I mean he's right. There is a big scene in Malaysia for Swift guys who are racing and stuff. But I say like you pay for that price lah. You pay for the Suzuki Swift prices, the model, different pricing model. Sorry, ongoing.
Hey, that's a nice question. After this one, okay. Let's go with this first. Both new and performance are similar. Performance similar? Performance similar?
No. the performance are not similar, but the drivetrain layout is the same. It's
not even the same
3-liter,
engine, right?
9-6 all-wheel drive, 8-speed auto.
They're not the same engine, right?
BMW says it's not the same engine lah. I would say that it's different tuning. It's different. Probably the internals are different. You know, the pistons the con rods are all different.
Yeah.
I'm guessing they're built on the same block.
Yeah. So guys, when asking questions like that, right, please indicate whether you are talking about the new M3 or the old M3. You know, because the old M3 will be about 300k ish. Yeah. Anyway, of course, it's a good buy for second hand. Come, next question.
Which one you say interesting one?
Nathan Koch.
Nathan
under
Koch,
Paulus.
okay.
Yeah, Nathan Koch. Yeah. Manual cars. I don't think manual cars is hard to sell.
Nope.
Is it hard to sell? No.
It
Provided
depends on what sort of manual car. If your manual car is one without enthusiast appeal,
Try to find a manual car for in the market now. There are lesser cars being made like manuals, So I think it's just a willing buyer, willing seller. There's definitely a market for both manuals and autos.
Yeah, get a Swift Sport.
Mm-hmm.
Swift Sport manual. It won't be too difficult to sell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's not overpriced like other Japanese performance cars also.
Yeah, true. Because the parts are more expensive.
Wow, this question came out again.
Wow.
C43.
Yeah, I think he put the wrong one in the later comment.
Okay.
Actually meant
I think-
I see. I think we answered this last Friday, right?
Yeah.
M340i, right? All of us say.
Yeah. But the C43 offers a more dramatic driving experience.
No, the engine, a more dramatic engine, right? But it's
But
already
the M340i handling is much better.
It's already a previous generation C-Class. You buy the C43 now, right? And then the new C-Class arrive, right? Then, so you better buy the current new 3 Series, right?
Financially, just buy something which has got can hold the value longer with the BM, right?
Yeah. Okay, next. Come.
X5,
X5.
Q8.
A big difference in price, right?
Yeah, no.
The Q8 is 700, right? Right. One is 400 plus, one is 700 plus, right?
Yeah.
no.
Cannot answer, we skip.
I would just say go for the X5. I mean, I don't know, man. Q8, I don't know about you, Tana.
I don't like
how the car looks, you know.
This to me the problem is the center dash. I drove it, and I was very nervous driving it because the center dash with all the display there. I got worried what to press, it was very nerve-wracking driving the car because of the center display, all the technical stuff, So
Yeah.
and the 0.5e is fantastic. The engine is very nice, very smooth, silky.
Of course, it's an Audi, right? It's an Audi, but I just don't like how it looks.
Yeah.
It
I'm okay with the looks. I'm not okay with the too much of a display thing going on. That just worries me.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think X5 for me also.
Yeah.
The CX5 is the logical choice.
Yeah.
And for the same amount of money in the CX5, you have the option of more powerful engines, 2.5 NA diesel or 2.5 turbo.
If you are married with kids, CX5. If not, Maserati.
Yeah.
Okay.
996.
I like how it looks recently, but I would not own one. I will not own one.
You got
the least loved member of the 911 lineage.
Yeah. You got to avoid the early models. The early models have got issue with the IMS bearing. If you get the later models, the single row, I think ball bearing, whatever, the turbos are fine.
I think, Tana, I always tell people this, if the car is more than 15 years old, right, any inherent reliability or inherent unreliability can no longer be put into the consideration because it's up to how the person maintained it already, right?
Yeah.
Previously.
Yeah.
But it's like, I think the ratio is like 5% people get it. 5% people in the world. 6 or 96 will get it. I'm one of the 5% with the 986, So I'm part of the stats.
I really feel that you are the type where you like people to tie you up and torture you. You love torturing. Even though you're a nice guy, you just look like those that love you love being tortured.
So don't get it. No, my point is don't get it. Don't get it.
Will you Monaco chassis the Land Cruiser Defender or the new just revealed Toyota Land Rover 300? Wait. What? Are you drunk? Wait.
No.
What's going on?
The Land Cruiser Defender now comes with
purposely one.
Purposely kacau us lah.
So it comes with the Monaco chassis. It's no longer the
which one Monaco chassis?
I think the Land Cruiser.
Oh, they turn it to a Monaco chassis length.
I believe so. Something about
the new one. I think.
Oh, no wonder it looks so weird lah. No wonder I saw the pictures of the car. I was like, why does it look like a valve fire that has the front end, the A pillar retract back, So it's monocoque now. Ayo.
This kind of cars in monocoque, then no point really, low.
Ayo.
But I guess the argument there, Con, is like, for example, you have like a very powerful SUV, they're not meant to go off-road nowadays. It's not off-road cars.
Actually, nobody use them to off-road, right?
Exactly.
We just drive them around in the city.
Right.
But when you go around in these cars, you want that feeling of toughness also, man.
You cannot make it as comfortable as you want with leather frame. That's the idea.
Correct. That's true.
So you want comfort, like for example, Aurizn, powerful SUV, but you won't take it off road. Correct? It's meant for the city and driving. So yeah, same thing. So I think it's fine. It's just it's doing what's meant to do. It's
you get more space in the car. You get more. You get a lower floorboard without reducing the ride height. Yeah. So
that's
all right.
That's true.
Anybody wants off-road, buy a old Prado.
Non-car buying related. How often do you guys pump petrol? I saw Bobby video that they drove far, tank still full. I feel my four-banger drink a lot, even though I try to eco. Give us some context lah.
Your four-banger is a 1.34 banger, right?
I think he drive 5 Series, I think. The F10.
Oh, your car is fuel efficient lah, bro. Yeah, lor. For Malaysians, we have no reason to complain about whether our car,
Yeah, and
petrol price is so cheap.
And it really depends on your driving patterns and driving conditions.
Yeah. Or
Yes.
you can buy a used Mitsubishi AirTrack just to understand what is bad fuel consumption.
Turbo, baby.
What? That one, really, way. You get 230, you're lucky, way. Full tank. All right, so yeah, come on. Next. I'm a mini guy. I'm a mini guy.
Yeah.
I'm a mini guy. And JCW, no questions. No
No
questions.
question. Yeah. Same here.
Yeah.
It's more event. lah.
Yeah. Ooh, nice.
Ooh.
Nice. I have a soft spot for this car. It's a beautiful car. It's like 100K now. You know? Yeah. It's I don't know, man.
Bobby,
It's the
ask you a question.
M7. Yeah, sorry, Tana.
Bobby, question. Do you ever think about buying cars which 5-liter cars that are old enough to get classic status and you pay low road tax? Think about a 97 5-liter car, or do you ever had a thought with you?
No, because once you condition yourself with the road tax thingy, right?
Yep.
You wouldn't want to go through the trouble to maintain this kind of old car. The cost offset, you might as well pay for road tax for a newer one.
Because I think a lot of people forget the fact that older cars, the older V8s and stuff, a lot of liability issues are there. When they design the car, they were their first in that particular genre, and they make it. And oh shit, my turbo is in the valley. Oh shit, my turbo is behind here. Oh shit, my vacuum hose is somewhere.
Exactly. You might as well just pay the road tax for a more modern, more reliable car to offset that. And if you go and get some 97, 98, just to qualify for that, right? And then your manifold crack lah. Then you need to find a drive shaft lah. Here 4K, there 4K, there 5K. What's the point? Really, what's the point? Yeah, and like I mentioned, like you buy an M5 4.4 V8 200K, and then there can be another 3-year-old 5 Series also 200K, right? Yes, the road tax is high, but the road tax helps you to retain the value of your car, compared to every year depreciate another 25,000. Your road tax per year for 4.4 is 8,000, 9,000.
Yeah.
The 9,000 offset your 20K depreciation, right? Like Con bought the Persona and then he sold it after what, 2 years, 3 years, bro?
Yeah, 3 years lost half the value.
Yeah, 3 years you lost 30K, right?
Yeah.
Your per year road tax is 10K. in a way speaking, right? Yeah. Anyway, so
I mean, on that note, Bobby, if you look at, let's say, a 6 Series, the 645, the 4.4 V8 engine, the pre-2010 model, that would be you avoid that car, or you would say it's still okay?
I will avoid that 4.4 V8 BMW law. I will, because it compared to the one that I have, the 3-liter turbo is, but. And if you're paying 4.4 road tax, why don't you just get the M5 V10? At least you get the sound. Yeah. Okay, come. We have 7 more minutes.
X5, easy.
X5. Okay, next. Come. Yes, I'll go A45. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'll go A45. Okay, come. Of course, yay! It's a Putra, bro.
Yeah. Yes, Putra, especially manual.
I don't think it's for sale.
No, they don't cost more to insure. Because there's no information stated in any way that this car is aluminium avoid. No such thing.
Our insurance system does not discriminate cars this way.
Yeah. What's the Mini SE?
Mini SE?
The electric, is it?
No.
What is a Mini SE?
Mini Cooper. If it's the Mini Cooper SE, then it's the electric lah.
Electric.
Oh, it's called SE now.
Mini Cooper S electric.
Oh. What do I think?
200 kilometers per full charge.
Okay, if you want electric, but just buy the normal Mini, I would say just buy the. Provided you really want the experience, the experience, you want a lovely interior like Mini instead of the Kosong interior like the Tesla Model 3, right? So not a lot of choice, right?
Yeah.
And it's not expensive, right? Yeah. Come.
We don't know. No idea, man.
JP Chin, who else? JP Chin, Is it?
Is it?
Yeah.
Definitely. Devo.
Yeah. Takit Leong. CS5 or XC40, I asked myself. CS5 is a better car, but XC40, I like the XC40. Soft spot. I don't. You guys.
CX-5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Come.
This one.
New dealership will bring it in.
My money is on 2022, to be honest. Looking at how the pandemic is dragging things on, right?
Yeah, it's a fantastic car. It's a car, right, where you look at the interior, it's like, wow, so future, but then the interior is so practical. Practical. It's nice. Yeah. It's very, very
You
nice.
and Chrissy had the chance to drive the car, the international drive, while it was under the previous distributorship.
Yeah, we drove it in Monaco. Yeah. Thank you, NASA, for sending us there, but then you did not have a chance to sell it. All right. Volvo V60 T5. Oh, coming. Oh, no, 2012.
2012.
For me, it's really like that only. It really doesn't drive really well, even though you're safe. There comes the baby. The baby. That's a big one.
Okay.
Let me mute it.
Okay, he mute already. Yeah, Jensen, I think so, but it's a wagon, but it's the worst wagon Volvo ever made, right? The boot is so small. Looks like a Sportback. Yeah, so I wouldn't go for this. I'd rather go for a Peugeot 508, to be honest, for the era. Yeah. I don't know about Tana. Yeah.
I don't like the design, So
okay, next one, GLE or X5. The price different, right? GLE. Same. About there, right?
Okay. Give her R34 quiet already.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Tana, you guys?
X5.
Your thoughts? X5, okay.
This for me, I have not driven the GLE to give this an absolutely fair assessment, but I like the X5 enough to go for the X5 if I have to.
But for this generation, I don't. The previous generation, I will always tell people don't get the GLE because that's an M class being rebodied into a GLE, and this one is the all new one. So I would say you're not making a bad choice either. And the GLE interior is really, really nice. All right. Okay. Come. Only able to own one car for your whole entire life. Which car will it be? Take turn, Tana.
I buy one car. I give Bobby give the car to me. No.
Your one car for your entire life.
One car for my entire life.
Which car will it be?
Wow.
Has to be a 5-seater, unfortunately. Family man. So okay, if only one car my entire life, it's funny, but I'll probably get like a Ford Everest, a newer one, because I thought about this, Bobby. If let's say you go to a point, it's an apocalypse zombie, you got to go and you can only take one car, all the banks destroyed, COVID, everything is gone. You can only pick one car to escape from Malaysia or wherever you are, I will pick something like a SUV, leather-filled chassis, diesel, the truck, to survive rest of my life. It can do 500,000 kilometers, no issue. My family all there, comfortable. So yeah, Ford Everest. The You want?
Well, if I was thinking along your lines, my choice would be a Hilux.
But you must have space for your kids.
Dude,
Land Cruiser, lor.
Land Cruiser, okay, I accept.
Dude, it's the zombie apocalypse, right? My kids don't need child seats anymore. They can sit like on the deck.
It's not comfortable. And then you need to sleep in the car, Yeah. So my zombie car is Everest.
HP, your turn. One car for your whole entire life.
Financially or not financially first?
Doesn't
one.
matter.
Doesn't
Let's
matter.
assume money is no object.
Yeah, money no object.
Classic 911 qua.
Ooh.
Okay.
Next question.
Which do you think has potential? I don't even know which China car is being tested here.
And the thing is that China launches new cars like every day.
Yeah. And I think China is ditching the internal combustion engine very, very soon.
Yeah.
All their greatest hits are all EVs.
EV.
Yeah.
And all the new cars if not for all the weird trade embargoes that is going on in this world now, right? If China has proper open market access to other countries, right? I think they will give everybody a shock, right? All their new people don't know how crazy their new cars are.
Yeah.
The kind of stuff that they are pulling out, right? Like Hi-Fi X lah and all that crazy stuff, this way that and all that. Yeah.
But I guess if you could pick the type of cars they have, Bobby, in that genre, what genre would you think that you want to see in Malaysia? For me, there's two. One is that the X90 version of it, that whole 7-seater version. Is it, what's it called?
I think it's called Hi-Fi, right? H-I-E-H-I.
Yeah, it's supposed to be the 7-seater MPV from Geely. That is interesting. And also, I think on the Aura Cat, the full thing, those two, I think, for me personally, if it comes out, if it's good enough, I might actually think of buying if it's good enough right now, because exciting, affordable electric, and one is if it's X70 equivalent kind of MPV, wow, and it's cheap enough.
Bro, you check out the Hi-Fi X. H-I-P-H-I-X. Hi-Fi X, okay? It's the first car from this car maker, and the first car they make, right, is priced against a Mercedes S-Class. Can you imagine that?
Shit.
Yeah, and this car on the B pillar got facial recognition. You walk towards your car, it reads your face and unlocks the door, open the door for you. All this kind of crazy stuff going on in China now. Yeah, you check out this car, bro. You can watch all the videos about this car. It's mad. This car is crazy. Hi-Fi X. It's crazy. HP, you got a picture to show.
How to spell?
H-I-P-H-I-X.
H-I-P-H-I-X. Yeah. It's mad. It's mad. Can you imagine a Chinese car maker, first car they make and they price against a S-Class?
S-Class.
Yeah. Crazy. Okay, we have some other questions that I spotted. Yeah. So the roof actually opens up so that the third row passenger can walk into the third row. And the roof actually got rain sensor. It will not open up like that when it's raining, and all its doors got proximity sensor to know how wide it opens and all that crazy stuff going on. Yeah, that's China for you. And it accelerates
The future is here.
It's like 3.2 seconds to 100.
The future is here.
All right, question. Legacy BP5 or Level? I'll go BP5. All right.
Same Legacy for me.
HP, what are you highlighting?
This one people making,
bro. Question, bro. Question. Yeah, I mean, okay. A45, okay. Okay, the question. Hey, HP, the question. The fuel cell hydrogen tech one.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, is it far more expensive to develop than EV? Of course it is currently. Tana, what's your thoughts?
I think we'll come to a point, we'll circle back that fuel like normal petrol is better, because once we have a quantum leap of better fuel economy, they're like actually stupid. Actually, we can use petrol to more power of it. Fuel cell, I mean, all this battery technology is coming to a point. I think it's just a matter of we're going to come to a point now. Like for example, like the XC90 now, used car market to a point that is coming out. So if there are older cars with EV which are coming out, which are having batteries and you can't dispose of them, and it's moving to the public, hydrogen cells, I think, can't work because of how to refuel them.
But that's the thing. I believe cars should be the propulsion for cars should be electric, but I don't agree that the energy carrier for electric cars should be batteries. It should be hydrogen, fuel cell, because you could generate your hydrogen from renewable sources, right? Then you generate the hydrogen, the compressed, hydrogen, and then you pump into your car based on the existing infrastructure that we have already for petrol station, the gas tanks, and all that, right? You just need to convert them to carry, high pressure, really low temperature hydrogen, and then fuel cell the whole car that you bought, right? None of the components will deteriorate over time just to carry energy. But an EV, the battery that is the major component, a major weight contributor, is something that will deteriorate over time, and it's impossible to recycle them.
And batteries, right? If you think of it, right, if you there's a long-term cost to their usage because they cannot be recycled. How are you going to dispose of them once they reach the end of their useful life?
Yeah, it's like if it's not let's say small market of using EV, I think it's fine. When it's like 80% market using EV, you are crushed.
What are we going to do with all those unused, unwanted batteries?
Yeah. And I think what Tana said about petrol, I still think that liquefied petrol or liquefied fuel carry a much higher energy density. And it's pretty obvious that now they have all this technology, bacteria or whatever, to generate biofuel and all that. So I don't know. Definitely fuel cell is more expensive to develop than EV, because EV has been around for more than 100 years, actually. Yeah. All right. What else? No more question, for me, it's Cayenne Coupe lah.
Cayenne lor.
All right, guys. Last question lah. Let's make this the last question.
Yeah.
Okay. The rumored plan. Not sure.
Okay. Ernest Chia asks,
yeah,
what do you guys think about battery swapping EVs? Will this technology be able to persuade?
I think. Have you seen the video in China? They've got this bikes. The bikes, they go and swap the battery out. I think for the last mile transportation, it makes absolute sense to have bikes to have the battery and you swap out. Very easy. It works fantastic. But big scale on a car, it's hard, but
China is doing it. NIO actually is deploying their battery swapping stations all over China. But the fact is that it's such extensive infrastructure that is brand specific, because you can't see any sort of this technology, right? If it is not cross-brand, cross-usable between brands, right, it's very difficult to take off, because and swapping battery, it involves how the battery is shaped, how is it designed, and that also involves how the body, the chassis, the monocoque of the car is designed. How can you share your platform across multiple manufacturers?
Yeah,
so
what if
we reach that day whereby we only have contract manufacturers like Foxconn that manufactures multiple brand of cars for different people, just alter here and there a little bit, because we might reach that stage, right?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, they just design a different body panel that snaps on top, different interior. But
Bobby, if you look up a company called the Solvable Battery Consortium for Electric Motor, it's a company called that, and the Honda, Kawasaki, Suzuki, Yamaha, they joined forces, and they made this platform whereby the same battery they use among all the bikes.
Yeah.
So that's fantastic, But with the bikes, it's already there. We're already there. It's happening.
Because bikes, right? Bikes, you need a human to ride it, and human physiology is limited. That means for someone, you design it for someone that's about from 160 centimeter to 180, 90 centimeter, right? You need the person to ride over the bike. So it's very easy for you to define where is what, But for electric cars, right? There's, I don't know. I mean, so I still think that fuel cell is the future for electric cars. Yeah.
Have you guys seen this video? This hydrogen engine.
And then it spits out water.
No, it's yeah. This is what Toyota is doing. Yeah, just
what a hydrogen. Hey, why you didn't play the video?
Yeah.
What are you trying to show?
I clicked wrongly.
Okay, never mind. We go to other questions. Anyone? The what else? Nothing really, right?
Last one.
Yep.
Okay, guys, it's already 2 hours and 11 minutes. Oh,
yeah.
What?
Okay.
What is the 11
so, guys, thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, Tom, you didn't saw the question. Last one.
Okay, come. 11 Gen Civic.
What is that? Oh, the new one is it?
New.
What are your thoughts? You saw the new Civic?
Basically, Honda is following its normal cycle with the Civic. They have one generation that wow, then one generation that is conservative, then wow, then conservative, then wow.
But so it totally looks like a European car to me. It looks like a European car.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, guys.
Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. Thank you, Bobby, Tana, and most importantly, thank you, HP, for flashing all the slideshows, the videos, and thank you all our participants for joining us. All right, do stay tuned. We'll be back next week with another episode of Q&A. All right. And as usual, guys, take care, stay safe. We'll see you next week or in our next coming videos or any production.
All right.
Take care, guys.
Bye. Thank you.
See you.